Namaste. Buddha says that you will not be punished for your anger. You will be punished by your anger. In human life, no matter how much spiritual you are, there is every possibility that at some stage you may become very angry. And there are three reasons for it. First is the planetary transit. Whenever there is a contact of Mars with Moon, you are bound to become angry. The second reason, whenever there is a contact of Rahu Mars with your Moon, that is your mind, you are bound to become angry, and impulsively you can do certain actions which may cause trouble to others as well as yourself. The number three reason is this, that due to certain black magic spell, you may become suddenly angry. And I have seen this happening with many people, especially if you are going through Rahu Mahadasha or Rahu Antardasha. And the most important, the fourth reason, is when you eat food outside. You go to restaurants, you go to hotels, you go to street food, you eat street food. Whenever you eat food, food is very, very important part of our life. We are what we eat. So when you eat food outside, there are all kind of vibrations. The person who is cooking in the kitchen, you don't know what is his temperament. If he is very angry, if he is having a lot of negative thoughts and he is cooking food, and that food will be served to you on the table. In between, the waiter will carry the food to your table, so even his vibrations will come in that food. So all that thing you are putting in your stomach, and then you are saying that I am spiritual. It doesn't make sense. If you really want to be spiritual, you have to stop eating food outside. Eat only homemade food, and only when you are traveling outside your city, you are traveling outside your country, only that time you can compromise on eating outside. That too with a lot of precaution. So in this short podcast, I want to pass on this very important message, especially to all my close followers, that if you are on the spiritual path, you have to control your eating habits. You have to stop eating outside. Nothing is impossible. If there is nobody to cook your food, you can cook on your own. And in certain cases, if you are not able to cook because you are old, your age is very old, you can hire somebody to cook your food. When you hire, obviously you will see all the things, and then you will hire that person to cook your food. So food is very, very important, especially when you are going through Rahu Mahadasha. If you have conjunctions in your birth chart, such as Moon Ketu conjunction, Moon Mars conjunction, Moon Rahu conjunction, then please stop eating food outside. Otherwise, you will spoil yourself, and then this anger thing and the other negative things will catch you. Long back, in a newspaper, I had read a beautiful story, very short story, but very important. A very highly spiritual person once visited a merchant. He was a rich merchant, so he had cooks to cook food. So the spiritual person said that I will not eat anything, but the merchant insisted that you should have something. So just not to hurt that person, his feelings, The spiritual person said, fine, I will have something. And he had a little bit of food cooked by one of his master chef. And the next day, a thought came to his mind that maybe I should take certain things that were there in merchant's house with me. And since the spiritual person was a conscious person, he asked himself that how come I am thinking like this? How come I am thinking of picking these things and taking it at my place? And then he inquired. And through his self-inquiry, he got the answer. The answer was that the cook was a thief. He used to steal many things from the merchant's house, and the merchant was not aware. So he was a thief, and that thief had cooked that food. So obviously that thought process came to him. He also started thinking of picking up things. So it is a story that gives you the indication that whenever you eat, you have to see who has cooked that food. Now when you go outside, you don't know who it is. It can be anybody in the kitchen. Nobody goes in the kitchen of the restaurant to see. You are not even allowed. And apart from hygiene, there are other things such as this. The thoughts, the vibrations, the energies. So you have to start controlling your eating habits. Long back when I was having a consultation session, I asked the person that, what do you do on Sunday? So he said, I order pizza, I order burger. So I thought that he had a kid, so I thought the kid must be asking for it. So he said, no, kid is not asking. It is we who order. So if this is how the mother and father are, imagine what the child will be, how his health will be, how his mental health will be. So nowadays everything is getting corrupted because people are going out and eating anywhere. They don't even give a thought to it. So this is the message, that even though you may have certain compulsions or your situation may be such, still try to at least cut down on eating outside. Focus more on eating homemade food. And whenever you are angry on somebody, don't hesitate to say sorry. By saying sorry, you don't become small. And there is no person in this human world who has never become angry. Not even me. Because the mind is there, and the constant transit of planets can impact the mind. And on top of that, if you eat outside food, then all those negative vibrations are in your stomach. So you are making things more worse. But if you control, then even those negative transits will not make you angry, will not bring any other negative qualities within you. Control is very important. All those people who look beautiful, who are in good shape, who also behave properly, they always control their diet. If you are giving long lectures and if you are not able to control your diet, then everything goes down the drain. So from now onwards, if you are following me closely, you will stop eating food outside. It is not going to be easy because the mind is habitual. And nowadays all this Zomato and all this Swiggy and all these people have become so lazy and so addicted to outside food that it not only destroys your physical health but also mental health. So my friends, whatever I say it from my own experience. So if you have these kind of conjunctions, Moon Mars, Moon Rahu, Moon Ketu, and you are going through certain difficult Antardasha or Mahadasha period of Rahu, Mars or Ketu, then please control your diet. And otherwise also, you should control your diet. You should stop eating food outside. No matter what. Don't worry, you will not die if you don't eat outside. In fact, if you don't eat outside, you will be in a much better shape, physically and mentally. So that's all for now. And I'll be back soon. And always remember, we all make mistakes. And when you make mistake, don't hesitate to say sorry. Jai Sri Ganesha. Jai Guru.
ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः।